You're gonna see a gun in his video, right? You go to the next one, he got a gun in his video, right? Man, you gotta dig a little deeper sometime, bro. All right, now look at his mama. His mama ain't no gangster, so how the fuck is he a gangster? That shit don't be adding up, bro.
Don't try this at home.
Don't try it on. It's all entertainment.
The rap scene just got thrown into chaos after NLE Choppa dropped a new track that many fans say is aimed straight at NBA YoungBoy, creating a shockwave across social media that nobody saw coming.
YoungBoy my favorite rapper. I'm trying to be with YoungBoy, he my favorite rapper.
What makes this whole situation wild is that this isn't just another case of two artists throwing casual jabs at each other. According to years of fan-posted clips and interviews, people online have long said that Choppa used to show big admiration for YoungBoy, with fans pointing out similarities in style, energy, delivery, and even early public remarks where Choppa spoke highly of YB's music. Back in those early years, supporters online claimed Choppa looked up to YoungBoy's success and intensity, trying to find his own lane while being inspired by someone he genuinely respected. Because of that history, the recent tension feels way more personal to the culture, making fans wonder how things switched up so dramatically. People on social platforms started revisiting old videos where Choppa praised YoungBoy, treating him like a blueprint for rising stars at the time. Some even posted mashups showing early similarities between their music videos and aesthetics, hinting that Choppa once studied YB's structure, flow, and brand approach. That's why the current situation hits different for fans who watched everything unfold from day one. It's like watching someone who used to admire another artist suddenly take a totally different direction and come at them musically. And that switch has people talking nonstop because the energy changed in a way that feels too intentional to ignore. Things really got heated back when an old live stream resurfaced where viewers claimed Choppa didn't shut down comments made by others in the background about YoungBoy. Even though Choppa later clarified online that he wasn't responsible for what others said and wasn't trying to disrespect anyone, the clip spread fast and created confusion among fan bases. Some fans felt like silence looked like approval, while others defended Choppa, saying he didn't co-sign anything and wasn't obligated to police every word spoken by guests around him. But once the clip started trending again, the spark was there, and the two fan bases instantly went into debate mode. That moment opened the door for people online to begin questioning where Choppa stood, even though he never confirmed any hostile intent toward YoungBoy. Once fans start building narratives, the internet runs wild, and this situation was no different. Soon after, supporters began breaking down every post, every lyric, and every move, trying to figure out whether tension was real or simply fan-created drama. And then, what made the atmosphere even more intense was Choppa being seen publicly interacting with other artists that fans believe are on the opposite side of YoungBoy. That fueled even more speculation, even though nothing official was ever stated as a direct problem between the two rappers. With all this history floating around the internet, Choppa dropping a diss-style track in 2025 immediately sent shockwaves through the culture because of everything fans believe led up to it. People instantly began analyzing every lyric, every frame, every symbolic moment like detectives working overtime. For a situation built on years of rumors, interpretations, and online debates, this moment felt like a boiling point that exploded into full view. The live stream situation is often brought up as one of the early sparks that set this tension in motion, even though Choppa never directly dissed YoungBoy in that moment. What actually fueled the conversation was how fans interpreted the clip. Supporters of YoungBoy felt like Choppa should have stepped in when someone else made comments about YB, while Choppa's own supporters argued that he wasn't required to control what every person around him said on his live stream. This difference in interpretation created the first big divide between the two fan bases, and the internet never forgot it. Shortly after that, photos began circulating online showing NLE Choppa interacting with Fredo Bang, an artist whom fans have long connected to another side of Baton Rouge. Even though nothing was officially declared as hostility, fans immediately tied this moment to the previous live stream controversy, using it as supposed evidence that Choppa was switching alliances. Choppa has never publicly stated that his collaboration choices were made to target anyone, but the internet took those pictures and ran with them. Online rumors began swirling, claiming this was a symbolic move, even though collaboration across different regions has always been normal in hip-hop. When Choppa and Fredo dropped Gangsta Talk, fans dissected the lyrics looking for subliminals, arguing over whether certain lines were directed at YoungBoy. Some believed they heard coded messages, others thought people were reaching, but either way, the track added new layers of speculation. Suddenly, bloggers, YouTube commentators, and Twitter threads started painting the situation like a complex web of alliances, history, and indirect shots. And because hip-hop culture thrives on symbolism and rivalry narratives, the internet crafted a full storyline that kept growing with every new post. But then came the moment that turned speculation into full-blown chaos. Choppa being romantically linked to someone who once had ties to YoungBoy. Even though relationships are personal and independent of music drama, the internet treated it like a chess move straight out of a competitive playbook. Fans flooded timelines with theories, claiming Choppa was doing it intentionally, while others said it was simply a coincidence with no deeper meaning. Either way, the online conversation exploded, and the tension between fan bases hit an all-time high. None of the artists involved openly turned it into a public feud, but the internet treated it like a major turning point in their dynamic. Then, during one of the most heated periods in rap history involving multiple major artists and competing labels, fans noticed Choppa showing public support for artists considered rivals to YoungBoy. Supporters argued that Choppa was simply paying respect to a fallen artist and maintaining friendships naturally formed in the industry, while critics claimed he was picking sides. That narrative took on a life of its own, even though neither Choppa nor YoungBoy officially said the other was an enemy. But online culture thrives on rivalry, and once the fan-driven storyline began, it kept building like a snowball rolling downhill. By the time YoungBoy released music that many listeners felt contained subliminals aimed at Choppa, fans had already established an entire backstory filled with online assumptions and emotionally charged interpretations. So when listeners heard certain lyrics that touched on betrayal and disappointment, they immediately pointed the finger at Choppa, even though YoungBoy never mentioned a name. The fans connected all the dots themselves, turning vague bars into the fuel for a perceived feud that had been smoldering for years. And that set the stage for the massive blow-up the culture is witnessing today. Fast forward to 2025, and things reached a whole new level when NLE Choppa released his track KO, which fans instantly identified as a conscious-style diss toward NBA YoungBoy. This wasn't a traditional diss filled with threats or aggressive bars. Instead, Choppa approached it from a spiritual, philosophical angle, calling out what he saw as negativity in modern rap and suggesting certain artists were stuck in destructive cycles. That angle made the track stand out because it didn't sound like the usual back and forth people expect in rap conflicts. It had a calm intensity that made every lyric sound personal without crossing dangerous lines, creating major buzz across the internet. Choppa has spent recent years rebranding himself as someone focused on wellness, positivity, meditation, and spiritual growth. Because of that, a lot of people were shocked he decided to drop a diss at all, even if it was wrapped in thoughtful messaging. In the eyes of many supporters, it created a contradiction. How can someone advocate for peace and healing while publicly calling out another artist in a song? And that contradiction is exactly why KO went viral so quickly. Fans from both sides began breaking down the track, determining whether Choppa was genuinely trying to spark growth in the industry or using this message as a way to reignite attention and controversy. The track also contained moments where Choppa questioned the authenticity of artists who still rap about dangerous lifestyles, implying that some people are stuck portraying a character instead of evolving. Even though YoungBoy was never mentioned by name, listeners immediately interpreted it as being directed at him due to their history, making it one of the most dissected releases of the year. The idea of calling someone trapped in their old ways hit hard in a culture where authenticity is everything. Fans debated nonstop, with some saying Choppa was speaking truth, while others argued he was overstepping and trying to use enlightenment as a shield for drama. Then came the music video, which used symbolic imagery that viewers quickly tied to YoungBoy. Scenes featuring a lookalike character sparked even more conversation, especially the moment where Choppa removed a cigarette from the actor's mouth, a visual many interpreted as Choppa trying to save or correct someone who represents negativity in the culture. Whether intended or not, that single shot fueled thousands of comments, reactions, and think pieces. Some viewers called it artistic expression, while others insisted it was unnecessary because it seemed to mock someone's struggles instead of uplift them. The contrast between Choppa meditating, reading, and showing positivity versus the darker visuals around the lookalike character created a message that fans said was impossible to ignore. The symbolism suggested two paths, growth versus chaos, and viewers immediately attached those labels to Choppa and YoungBoy due to the ongoing rumors and stories surrounding them. And while Choppa has every right to express his perspective artistically, fans viewed this video as a bold and risky move that pushed attention into a new era. The reaction online became explosive. Some people praised Choppa for using art to speak on deeper subjects, while others accused him of hiding behind spiritual language to deliver a targeted diss. No matter the interpretation, one thing was undeniable. The track forced everyone to talk, and it put the spotlight back on a situation that fans have been tracking for years. Now the biggest conversation in the culture is the question, how will NBA YoungBoy respond? That's the part that has everyone on edge because YoungBoy has a history of delivering sharp, direct music whenever he feels disrespected. But he also has moments where he chooses silence, which can be even more powerful. Fans know YoungBoy doesn't respond unless he truly feels something crosses a line, and because KO used symbolism instead of direct name calling, it's not guaranteed he'll react musically at all. Still, the internet is buzzing with predictions. One possibility fans are pushing is that YoungBoy might completely ignore the track. He's one of the biggest artists in the world with millions of loyal supporters and non-stop streaming success. Many believe he won't see KO as something worth addressing because his career is already operating at a massive level without needing to entertain indirect shots. Supporters argue that responding may even give Choppa more publicity than he intended, which YoungBoy might want to avoid. Ignoring the situation could be a strategic move that signals he's above the drama and focused on his own path. Another possibility fans discuss is that YoungBoy could drop a subtle response, maybe not a full diss, but a few lines in a new track or an offhand reference in a verse that fans instantly decode. This is something YoungBoy has done before when dealing with artists he doesn't consider major threats. A single bar with emotional undertones or coded messaging can send fan bases into frenzy without YoungBoy dedicating an entire song to the situation. In some cases, cryptic lines generate more buzz than outright disses because fans love piecing the clues together. The third option fans talk about is the most extreme, YoungBoy releasing a direct track that addresses everything head-on with raw emotion. However, due to the current climate, the responsibilities that come with fame, and wanting to maintain a positive direction, many believe YoungBoy may avoid going down that path. The culture has changed, and major artists are more aware of the power of their words. Any response from YoungBoy would likely be crafted carefully to avoid adding fuel to anything that could be misinterpreted as harmful or unsafe. Fans understand that a thoughtful approach is more realistic in today's landscape. But what complicates this situation is the fan base war happening online. YoungBoy's supporters have already been flooding social media with reactions, memes, edits, and breakdowns of KO, making Choppa trend without YoungBoy even saying a single word. This creates a unique power dynamic. YoungBoy doesn't have to respond for Choppa to feel the pressure because the supporters carry an influence of their own. That fan-driven energy alone might be enough for YoungBoy to stay silent while the internet handles the conversation for him. Some people believe silence could be more disrespectful than any diss ever could be. When a major artist ignores a track that was clearly meant to provoke a reaction, it sends a message that the other person isn't on their radar. In hip-hop culture, that type of unspoken dismissal hits deep because it tells the world the gap between the two artists is bigger than the conflict itself. And that potential outcome is exactly why this moment has the rap community locked in, watching every move closely. This is where the true cultural tension lies. Because these two paths, raw truth versus conscious growth, don't always blend smoothly. Some fans feel like conscious artists judge street artists unfairly, ignoring the trauma and lived experiences behind their lyrics. Others feel like street artists reject growth because they fear losing authenticity. The debate gets louder every year as hip-hop expands into new spaces and new messages. And this YoungBoy versus Choppa moment is the perfect example of that clash erupting right in front of the world. Another major part of this controversy is the question of timing. Fans believe Choppa dropped KO at a moment when YoungBoy wasn't directly focused on him, which has some supporters saying this was a strategic attempt to re-enter trending conversations. Others argue that Choppa was simply expressing his truth and speaking from the heart without trying to provoke anybody. Both sides have strong arguments, and that's what keeps the conversation alive. Hip-hop thrives on storytelling, meaning, and symbolism. And this situation has all three. Whether this becomes a long-term back and forth or ends with the artist moving on, the situation already made its mark on the culture. It sparked new debates, revived old conversations, and reminded everyone how quickly the rap world can shift when two artists with history, even if most of that history is fan-interpreted, cross paths again. Nobody knows what comes next, but everyone is watching closely to see if YoungBoy drops subliminals, ignores the situation, or responds in an unexpected way. Until then, the community is locked in, dissecting every lyric, every move, every post, and every silence. This moment shows how complex and layered hip-hop relationships can be, especially when admiration, rivalry, evolution, and personal growth all collide at the same time. And no matter what happens next, one thing is certain: this situation has the entire culture talking louder than ever. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dive content.